Right, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to James Redmond TV. The Beasts are back in town. Welcome back, and please do smash a like on your way in if you do enjoy the content. If you don't, smash a dislike because I don't think it makes a freaking difference. But we are here to talk about Khephren Thuram. We're here to say hello to the guys in the chat, and I'm sorry about the fact there was no Redmond roundup today. There was a post, but I've had a proper busy couple of days, so I apologise. I'm still maintaining the 2 posts a day. You know what I mean? Cause I'm sick. Cause I'm boss. Cause I'm handsome. Shout out to Rain. Wow. Oh, my eyes just proper went blind and that looked like riding. We need a young fullback and right back that doesn't break the bank but is but in and around the squad. We'll mention about fullbacks in a little bit. Right now, I want to hear your thoughts about Khephren Thuram because, guys, I'm not going to lie, it's looking very likely to be done as well. Let me say hello to a couple of you. Shout out to Pan of Scouse. What a name, by the way. Great YouTube name, Pan of Scouse. For those who don't know what Scouse is, it's like a chat, isn't it? A stew. Do you know like when Scouse mums make a Scouse? It's a stew, isn't it? It's like just vegetables and all that stuff. But they call it a Scouse, like we claimed it like it's ours. Shout out to Esther. Hope you're well as too, my friend. Appreciate the kind words. Smash the likes. Hammers is a G. My J. Yes, Hammers. Shout out to Johnny Sins. Jeez, my guy. It's funny, you know, I see MMA pages, and if there's like someone in MMA who's slightly bald, so for instance, last night, Josh Emmett fought Ilia Topuria, and I saw a short, and Johnny Sins always pops up on those, and it's funny as fuck, mate. Just like anyone who's bald, it's like Johnny Sins. Anyone who's a doctor, Johnny Sins. So it looks like he's now infiltrating beyond the shorts game and getting into YouTube names. Eric Seven Hag says, yo, Daz TV, my guy, hope you're well, Darren. Guys, if you don't know Darren, go subscribe to him. Proper great gentleman. And Thuram is or will be world class, he says as well. Shout out to you, Daz, my brother. Long time no see. We'll have to catch up soon, Darren. But anyway, on Thuram. I believe this is the signing that's going to get put over the line, right? I think this is the one that will get complete. I think this is going to be one of the 2 more midfielders that we get. If we get 2 more, if we do get 2 more, Thuram, I am 95% sure will be one of them. Not just based on what I've seen, but just how I've seen this develop over time. There's a lot of things that have gave it away. And people who have spoke about this deal for a long time, you know, this just... The whole time, you know, Kone, I'll let you know straight away, there's no legitimate link. Not that there never will be a legitimate link, but right now there's no legitimate talks. And I think people saw the Thuram opportunity and thought, let's put Kone in there as well. But I highly doubt we're getting both. And I don't think we were ever linked with Kone. But not to say that we never will be. And then the same with other midfielders. And here's the thing. The one midfielder I know we have been linked with is Thuram. The one player I know we want is Thuram. When Kanate came out and spoke about Thuram, that kind of confirmed it for me because... You know, he never said anything along the lines of, you know, oh, well, if he goes somewhere else or whatever, hope he does well regardless. Like, he was talking about, like, yeah, when he comes, I'm going to basically help him, like, as if it was already done. And that was the point where personal terms was agreed. I think personal terms, whether officially or unofficially, has been agreed for a long time. Good few weeks now. So this is the one that I knew was going to get made. Now, it's not officially done, but I would be gobsmacked if the signing was not officially done. Now, I am not Thuram, I am not his family, and I am not Liverpool. Therefore, anything can break down in the next couple of days to suggest otherwise. We all remember, I like the reference, my old good friend, Nabil Fekir. The guy who signed, basically, and never signed. It was wild. But I do think if there's anyone who you can be expecting through the door, the next signing to be coming through the door, Khephren Thuram. Khephren Thuram is your guy. Everyone's talking about these Barella links, guys. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. Let's not patronize ourselves or him. Why is my laptop doing this? Do you know, it just does this automatic zoom thing. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you guys. The Barella stuff I'm not really into. I'm not into talking about unrealistic signings. But, I mean, is anybody legit spoke about Barella? Because if so, then we can talk about it and we can discuss. If not, then I don't know how much we can stay on that. Shout out to Anto for the super chat. Thank you very much. Glad for the consistent uploads. Gave you a lot of shit for uploading so infrequently in the past. And deservedly so. I appreciate people who hold me to higher standards. And listen, I don't know how you talk shit, but talk your shit, fam. Talk your shit. If anyone can take a little bit of shit talk on the game, it's me. If I give it, I've got to take it. It's just one of those things. One of those things. Do you think we can sign Barella? No, I don't. I don't think in a million years we sign Barella. And it's not because we can't or we're not capable of signing players like that. Because the crest, the badge, is more than capable of signing players like Barella. The most biggest challenge I feel is that he just does not align with our financial targets. By our, I mean FSG. I don't think the money you would have to spend on Barella, I think takes away from the money they want to spend on a centre-back or another position, or someone they might want to buy next summer, because as we know, they've always got the player that they want to buy next summer. Never this summer. Never in the summer. It's either got to be in January or next year. We never got Gakpo in the summer. It was in January. We never got Diaz in the summer. It was January. So the same goes with these players like Mbappe and Bellingham. Oh, we don't want them this year. It's next year. If we're not already in for Barella and we are choosing to get Thuram over Barella, and we are choosing to get Thuram over Barella, that's a problem. It means we're not in for him. So no, I don't think we'll get Barella in this summer or any. We need to make one statement signing to show other clubs that we are serious. Realistically, we don't. We need to make signings that are productive and are advancing the football club. Thuram could be that, but based on chances, he is not that. And the reason why I would agree with what you're saying, let's get more big names, isn't even because it proves to the other. I couldn't care less what we prove to the other clubs. The only thing you can buy the big names, doesn't mean anything on the pitch. But if you buy, like what you say, that statement signing who's going to improve you for the team that you are right now, the way Thiago could have, the way that, I don't know, if we did sign Mbappe or Bellingham, no doubt one of them would have. So what I'm saying is that if we have one of those serious players to come into the team, it's about elevating from what was a second-place Liverpool team to first. That was the only reason why I ever doubted Darwin Núñez. I didn't think he made us better than what we had with Mane. And I wanted to improve. And people were saying, well, it's a project with Núñez. I was like, okay, that's fine. But then who's coming here for the right here right now? I'm fine with project players. But let's not forget about the current. Let's not forget that we've missed out on the majority of our title races. Let's not forget that we've lost the majority of the European finals that we've had with Jurgen Klopp. I'm not having a go at anybody. I'm not having a go at Núñez or Jurgen. I'm simply suggesting, why don't we give ourselves the best possible chance? And that's because it doesn't align with the financial targets. So when people shout out to Hussam, came on the channel yesterday and he was like, well, I don't trust FSG to spend the money. I think that's a fair point because they've spent it really bad in the past. I've put a big emphasis on this. But we also know that they are our owners. We also know they do sell to buy. If we don't sell, we can't buy. So even though that there's players right now who are still really good for Liverpool, if we don't sell them, we get no money for them. If we get no money for them, we can't replace them, therefore putting us in a position where either Salah or Van Dijk goes for free, or they go for nothing, and you're keeping them till a very, very old age on high wages, and they might not be the maximum productivity. What I am trying to do is try and be find solutions to what adheres to our model, because there's a model there. There's one that exists. The one that we want doesn't exist, and if ours doesn't exist, then we need to align with the one that does, unless we do protests and stuff, which we've all agreed is not going to happen. We're not going to see FSG out protests. You know, I appreciate who's doing the thing with the planes. It's not happening anytime soon. They have got too much credit in the bank. So let's not even focus on getting them out, because that's not going to happen. Let's try and find the solutions on how they can make the most of their tenure with Jurgen Klopp here, because that seems to be the only thing that I'm thinking of. So the only way you can do that is by being realistic in what we're talking about. And Barella and these signings, yes, it'd be great for them to increase the agency, but that just doesn't seem to be happening. We have owners who regard profit higher than trophies. It's an uncomfortable truth. It's the honest truth. And as businessmen, FSG are really good. But again, they don't have the same culture alignment as we do. And when I mean culture, I mean the thing that was built on winning trophies, being the most successful team in the country. They don't align with that, because top four is good enough for them. They don't see it's worth going out and spending 100 million on Jude Bellingham when it doesn't guarantee you the league title, which, yes, if you win the league, you get, 150 million? But let's say you get Jude Bellingham for 100 million and you miss out on 1 point like you did against Man City. You've just spent 100 million to not get the 150 mil prize that you were looking for. Plus, now you're in top four, which is the same that you would have got if you tried to get fourth. So FSG don't care about first, because you've got to spend too much money to get first. Manchester City have proven this, that they need to get the best of the best and put them on top wages. Man United have shown to get big names, you need to give these players significant salaries, which we cannot do. It's not an excuse, it's just the way it is. It's tested and proven. So if it's tested and proven and we can't get the big names, then that just means they're probably looking to get top four because they've admitted themselves they cannot compete. And plenty of times. But they wrap it up in a way by saying we don't have the finances of other teams, so we do it our own way. No, just be honest and say that you cannot compete. It's a very simple premise. Because fans going into a season believing they're going to compete every year is a shame, because now they're going to go to the stadium with these expectations and get this. So therefore, it's not money worth the money for the fans. And that's what I care about. I care about the value for money that comes out of this instance. By the way, guys, we've got 300 viewers. Let's smash a like there. And we will delve into this a little bit more. But then I also actually want to touch on Khephren Thuram. Let me read this first. Glazers won the Premier League titles, but we saw how United fans turned against them. Exactly. Just because they have had success does not mean they still are the best for your future and the success of your future in your football club. That's just one thing that remains true. It's just factual. Now, on Thuram, guys, I want to ask you in the comments down below, is he good enough? Is he not good enough? Because, again, I'll reference Nunes. When we buy Nunes, or when we bought Nunes, the reason why I was sceptical before we bought Nunes is because I was expecting an £85 million striker, regardless of the age. Cream will always rise to the top. If you let go of Mane and you bring in Nunes, I want him to have the same, if not more, by a comfortable distance, output than Mane did. And I want him to add to the team the way that Mane did. He can be stylistically different, but he needs to improve us the same. Is Nunes the player that gets us from second to first? Now, I raised the question, because people then made these excuses for Nunes. Well, he's young, he can develop. Okay, then that means we've neglected the right here, right now. So this season, we don't want to neglect the right here, right now, because we saw last season what that does when you neglect the right here, right now. And when did we improve? When we got a Gakpo, someone who was more stylistically adherent to our team, but we got him in January. The same way we needed Luis Diaz the season before, but we got him in January. The same way we needed a centre-back the season before. But what happens? We went and got one in January. Oh, and it just so happened to be Ozan Kabak. So I think that shows the standards at the moment. And Kephrem Thuram, in my opinion, as much as he could be world-class, Darren, shout out to Darren, he said it earlier, he could be world-class. He is not world-class right here, right now. And is Thuram the guy to get you from fifth to first? I don't think he is, and I'd like to assume me and many other Liverpool fans would love the idea of getting back and inserting ourselves into a title race conversation this season. Or has the standards dropped? Do we just need to compete for top four again and do these things? Has it just dropped over the space of 13 months? To be fair, the plan was to ease Nunes in, give him time to adapt in the league, and this wasn't possible because Jota and Diaz missed pretty much the first half of the season. As right as you may be, we still ended up in a position where we were massively lacking, which is why we had to go and buy Gakpo. And if we bought Gakpo, it means we were kind of looking for an attacker anyway. We should have bought him sooner. Because what we did when we bought Nunes, as you mentioned, we needed to give him time, or wanted to give him time, as you say, MK. Well, if we wanted to give him time, that means we neglected the right here, right now. We can't do that again. And if we do that with Khephren Thuram, who's supposed to elevate this midfield, probably and most definitely going to be one of our more significant signings of the summer, I raised the question, does he get us back in the title race? And I'm not sure if he does. McAllister, I think, is more on that level. Thuram, I'm not too sure about. I think you need to get a higher quality player if you want someone right here, right now. I question if Thuram is the right here, right now type player. Thuram is one for the future, but not first team material at the moment, says Kenyenke. Liam, shout out to Liam. Jürgen knows who he wants to sign. One thing I say about the Thuram is he'll step up his levels playing around world-class players as well. McAllister, mate. Good point from Liam. Jamrock says, Pwa, in 1819, we just read the scouts out of that first word. In 1819, when we lost to Man City, we actually left with a 4-point lead with the Man City having a game in hand. It was the 4 draws in the next 8 games after the City that we lost. Who are you talking to there? You're not talking to me, are you? It's Gang and Deep. Shout out to Gang and Deep as well. Apparently, they're having their own little conversation. Sorry for interrupting, gents. Please do smash the like, people. Thuram will be good enough, but we need to sign Barella also, or a player with a world-class status. Blah, 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 blah. Chat, do you agree with Money 19 or Manny 19 that if we got Barella as well as Thuram and McAllister, because I'm not going to lie, if that happens, that's a different story, because now you've accommodated 2 pretty well-established midfielders in Barella and McAllister, and then you've got Thuram, who's one for the future and possibly even one for right here, right now. I'm not going to lie, I would love that. But now let me go back to what I was saying at the start of the stream, that we're never in a million years. ever going to be signing Barella. It's just not going to happen. As much as I'd love it to. You know what I mean? In the name of sweet Nancy Francis, it'd be glorious to go and sign that. Literally one of the top most established names in world football currently. Also in his prime, which would be even more beautiful and add a little bit more like spice to the signing. But it's not going to happen because we don't look in that field. We look in a completely different field of cows. No disrespect, it's all to all content creators. We need to all chill with the panicking. Our glory has never come from marquee signings. Our glory's never come from the marquee signings. Okay. As much as I appreciate what you're trying to say, we haven't ever been winning. And when your team isn't winning and you were told when you were growing up, okay, by the way, we're one of the most, if not the best and most successful team England's ever seen. And then you see your team win an FA Cup and Champions League and then nothing else for the best part of 10, 15 years. You spend that time finding solutions to how to improve. So as much as you call it panicking and our glory has never come from marquee signings, well, we haven't had much glory. So maybe should we start looking at marquee signings? Because we've won one of everything in the space of 7 years, right? One of everything. Really only 2 super major trophies in the Champions League and Premier League. I'm not trying to discredit the rest, but the ones that you'll remember and tell your kids about, you don't tell your kids about beating Chelsea in the FA Cup final on penalties. You just don't tell them that. But what you do is you tell them about the Premier League and how we dominated the Champions League and how it was boss. And we had Barcelona semi-finals and Origi scored. And amazing. Oh, yeah, Origi. Yeah, he was a super legend, greatest striker of all time. That's what you tell your kids, isn't it? About the main big trophies. But if we have not had much glory, Jason, then should we maybe start exploring the idea of a few more marquee signings? And then I'll also raise the question, why have we been linked with Mbappe? Why have we been linked with Jude? Why have we been linked with Tchouaméni? More marquee names and then not executed and got them? Is it because we want the fans or they want the fans to believe that we're going in for marquee signings because they know and we know that that'd be the best for the football club? Otherwise, why would they be making these false links? There's no smoke without fire with some of these links. And I'm not saying that that means the links are always legit, but that means something has came out the football club to suggest that we could be looking at a certain player. And it could even be telling the media to do such thing. The summer is a great opportunity for the owners of any football club to control the narrative and then get you on board over the course of the summer. It's about reeling you in until that one signing comes and you get your dopamine fix from seeing the colours and the new signing pictures. It's massively important to recognise what these clubs are doing. So I appreciate what you're saying there, Jason, but I'd need to I'd need probably a bit more of an expansion on probably what you're trying to say. James, who would you rather take, Kyle Walker or Frimpong? Right here, right now, Kyle Walker, but Frimpong for the future would be fantastic. I'm not going to lie. So I'd take Frimpong. I can see a bigger value and a bigger asset there. Man City have a brick wall defence and they're still going in for Guardiola. It's a great point from Shiranath. Well done, sir. Great point. Why haven't Liverpool been linked to him? And then there's something. So here's the thing. Again, the reason why we aren't linked with Guardiola is the same reason why we're not linked and we will never be linked with Barella, legitimately. Is because we don't look in that field. So Guardiola is now one of the best young centre-backs in the world. We'll turn that down because we don't look in that field. Barella, one of the best midfielders in the world, we'll turn that down because we don't look in that midfield. The club have said this. We only sign certain types of players. And how you know the club has said this, because Jurgen said this. And it's not Jurgen saying, nah, I'm going to turn down the best players in world football because I would rather sign young players. It's like me getting 100. It's like your birthday's tomorrow. Your mum offers you 100 quid. Nah, mum, I'll take 20. Why are you taking 20? You might as well take the 100. Why would you go out and spend on Thuram? If you can go and get Barella, why would you go and spend 20 million on Thuram? Nah, I don't want Barella. I want this kid for the future. So you can't get both. And then that's where the issues start to bubble up, like sort of roll into a snowball. Red Chili, shout out, before you access the chat, please hit the like and just do it now. Big up to Red Chili, man. Always sending in super chats and always reinforcing the urgency to smash the likes. It's beautiful to see, guys. Please do be smashing those as well. Gets the video more out there. Nico Barella is also being explored by Liverpool as a midfield option. Liverpool know the player is happy at Inter, but can change. We'll see in the few days and weeks. If Liverpool prove me wrong and go and get Barella, I'll be, you know, as much as I'd still be, you know, I'd still have my doubts about FSG and I'd still have grudges that I've held with them for quite a while, I'll be honest. If we went out and got Barella, let's say we get Thuram and Barella. Bear in mind, we've already got McAllister, and then we got a centre-back. That would be the best window, and I'm not joking, would be by far the best window that we've had since the Champions League, and you would have to give them credit for that because they've went and spent more than what we were expecting. But again, the reason why you'd have to give them credit is based off the low expectations that they have set themselves. So it always goes back into sort of their direction. But yes, I would give them a mini congratulations and say, well done for improving the football club, the same way that you should be doing. But then you go back to the profit conversation. Amit says, we need Thuram urgently, but a third midfielder is necessary. I would go for Kone rather than Barella, just for saving money. I am aware. I am acting FSG's accountant, and we need a top centre-back. I know, I do this. I fall into the trap of acting like FSG's accountant. I'm thinking, okay, so if FSG have only got this amount of money, well, we need to work on this on a realistic basis. What's the best player in class for this amount of money? If you get Thuram, McAllister and Barella, you're spending about 150 million. I don't even know if Liverpool have got that money. Bear in mind, we still need the centre-back. So even if we have 150, we still need to have the money available for the centre-back. So then I'm thinking, well, what do we do here? And it's a tough one when you don't get the full transparency from the football club about the financial situation. Haven't seen us win 6 Champions League back in the day. We made marquee signings. It's since the mid-90s we have stopped. So saying we don't make marquee signings is not correct. 100%. And what would you call Fernando Torres? He was a marquee signing who kept us in that competing realm. Luis Suarez, I'd suggest, was a marquee signing, and you saw what he took us to do. Never won anything, but, these are just examples. Xabi Alonso, marquee names who came in and massively improved the team and actually went on to be Liverpool legends. So, yes, you can get a Mane who weren't marquee. You can get a Salah who weren't marquee. But then you can get some big names and it really works out in your favour as well. You shouldn't always just shoot in the field of potential superstars because, as we know, if they're not there right now, then all you're doing is guessing. Whereas someone like Barella, you're not guessing. He's fully established. And in my opinion, I genuinely want nothing but established midfielders. McAllister, established. Barella, world-class established midfielder. I'd really enjoy that idea, I'm not going to lie. Me no lie. By the way, 430 people in the stream. Do smash a like. It will be a slightly shorter stream. Sorry, chat. Just because, again, I've got a few things that I need to sort out. So it'll probably go on for a couple more minutes. But tomorrow, we're going back to normal schedule. I'm also going to start uploading clips from these streams as well. So if you can't ever watch the full show, then there'll be topics from the show that'll be posted after the stream is fully out here. Where is or has been the financial benefits of this night deal? We ain't seeing it. Tom, I can't answer that question. If anybody in the chat can let us know about anything in which we've benefited financially regarding the night sponsorships, then please do let us know, because I've wondered that for a long time. Klopp's tenure is not infinity. The core of Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Trent, etc. are mere mortals. Get the best signings instead of pretending to be doing this things the right way by developing players. It really is a sugar-coated thing because, United, it goes back to the corruption chat that we were having the other day about how corruption is in football and it's everywhere. And I wouldn't dispute Liverpool have even dabbled in a little bit of corruption just because that's the way football works. And if you cannot beat the corruption, then you've got to compete with the corruption. And sometimes that means you have to get involved in it yourself. So I believe that every top team near enough has been in a situation where there is corruption. Right? But why did I bring that topic up? Yeah, exactly. But then clubs will come out and sit there and say, well, we're developing players because it's the right way. Well, you're not doing everything right just based on the fact that this is football and business. So I'm sure there's some things you're not doing right. So I'm not going to align with the ploy of, we're doing things the right way, because you're probably not doing everything right. And if you're not doing everything right, then why do you care about just doing this one thing right? And how come you're telling the fans? Is it because you genuinely want them to believe that you're doing something right? Or is it just because you know that if you say anything else on what you're doing, then they're not going to agree with it? Again, it's one of 3 things, in my opinion. 1, we're not as good cheaters as everyone. We haven't got better connections than everyone. Or we don't find as many loopholes as everyone. It's one of those 3 things. Either way, it goes down to FSG being dumb. Why did we let Gravenberch go to Bayern Munich for only 18 million last year? And now we are desperate to sign him. We didn't need him then. So if we didn't need him, there's no point. Liverpool are a club that Gravenberch I'm not too bothered about, but there has been players where I think, why are you waiting to buy that player. Why not go and get them right here, right now? Interplay with a 5 at the back. Sorry, I used to having a conversation. I'm always interrupting people's conversation. But Ella doesn't fit the team or Klopp. Great player, though. But you know what? If he does come in and he doesn't fit the team, then fair enough. But I can't think of many other better names, established names that we could go and get right now. I'd really be a big fan of Kone. If we could somehow get the Kone deal over the line, I really do think that'd be a beneficial signing. I do. But where I struggle is that I don't think we're going to get him. But I also know that we're not going to get him. So I don't know. I'd like Kone. Kone's a good player, man, but I'd also like Barella too. Thuram, I'm a little bit questionable, but we're going to be getting him anyway. So Kone, I'm trying to put more to the back of my mind, but I do such a big fan of that player. If you haven't watched Kone, go and watch him. Go and watch Thuram. They're two different players, mate, but I think if you had a preference, you'd probably go with Kone. I personally think Thuram and Gravenberch will be amazing for us if we can get them under Klopp. They will be world class. I have questions over Gravenberch. I think people do fall into a trap of looking at the fact he was at Ajax and then now he's gone to back. He's a good player. He's good and he has potential to be good, but I don't think he's. I look at Gravenberch the way I look at Thuram, and if anything, I think Thuram might just even edge him in quality. So. I'm not really a big fan on the Gravenberch train. I'm not going to lie to you. Give me Kone, though, and I'm happy with Kone. Love the way he was just saying, hey, how about this play? No. Kone, chat, if you could choose one midfielder, I'll even let you have Barella. Out of all the ones that we've been linked with, who are you taking? Tell me where the budget of 80 million to sign Jude Bellingham is now. If FSG can't put in at least 200 million every season, they have to leave. This is becoming the standard, you know, and people will say, wow, 200 million, that's extortionate. But that's the standard. That's what you need to compete. You know, it's like an entry fee. You know, if the fee goes up, yeah, you can have a go at the fair for the fact that it's more expensive, but that's the way it is now. So only those who can afford to be in the fair will be in the fair, and only those who can afford the best rides will go on the best rides. Right now, we're just about affording to get into the fair, especially when you see Aston Villa and all these overtaking us in finances. But the best rides is what we're missing out on. We're missing out on the big spinny thing and the fucking, the what's the called? Do you know where it's like a long row and it goes round like this around a square. The proper seedy ones in the Bootle Fair back in the day. We're missing out on those and we're missing out on the best players, the best assets. And ultimately, that's just lowering the value and the way people see Liverpool Football Club. We're not looked at as serious. We're looked at the way that Napoli is looked at. We're looked at the way that Dortmund is looked at, or Mönchengladbach, like, you know, a top 5, top 4 team, but not top 1 or top 2 currently, not maybe top 3. So that's something that we need to work on and build on over the next upcoming seasons. Why is it that the likes of Villa can spend as much as they want? However, to even buy what we need urgently, we need to sell at least 3 players or more, one of our stars. I'll tell you why. Because they are way richer than us. The same way Wolves are richer than us. The same way Everton are richer than us. The top 6, every team in the top 6 is richer than us. Newcastle, richer than us. Leicester are richer than us, chat. Can someone prove me wrong in the Leicester thing? I believe I'm right in saying Leicester are richer than us. Right now, they're in some financial difficulties, but I'm talking about the wealth of the owners. We are one of the lowest in the league. And I'm pretty confident that I'm not over-exaggerating there. I'm more than happy for somebody to let me know, like, James, no, you're being a bit too exaggerative now. I really do believe that that's the case. Bro, how can I improve my spoken English? Oh, you're speaking to the wrong guy, fam. I'm sorry, brother. You're going to have to do this by yourself. But start with hello, and I'll let you take the rest of your damn self. You know what I'm saying, champ? Right. Oh, I hate the Zoom. The automatic Zoom thing that this does. Harris, shout out to you, say, James, we often don't sign the expensive players who want the big wages. Like Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, Nunes, weren't signed on crazy wages, but Ella seems like that type of player. Reckon there's a good chance we can get him. Yeah, I don't think we will. You're a lot more optimistic than me, Harris, so I'm looking forward to seeing if you're right. I will probably quit watching football after 2026 World Cup. Now it's all about who has the richest owners, and it's disgusting. I'm going to dispute something that you've just said there, Balaji. It's always been that way. I know people don't like to admit this because now the money's coming from specific places, and people seem to have a real issue with oil money. Which fair enough, everyone has their own motives. Because even now people are putting Todd Bowley in the category with Saudi Arabia. So now I'm starting to believe it's not even just the Saudi Arabia thing. I'm starting to believe it's just people with a lot of money, because Roman Abramovich had very similar treatment from fans when he took over, like, you're cheating. But let me just say something, and this is factual. When Liverpool were on top, we were the richest team in the country. When United were on top, they were the richest team in the country. When Chelsea had their mini era, they were the richest team in the country. When they stopped and United stopped and City took over, they were the richest team in the country. What I'm leading to is, the more resources you have, the more likely you are to be the best team over the course of an era, which is why we only had 1 or 2, maybe 3 good seasons. Really, really good seasons. But you wouldn't class as an era where there was, we won a Premier League in 2018 and then we won a Premier League in 2023. It just hasn't happened that far apart. We won a Premier League, a Champions League in the space of 2 years. We nearly won the quadruple 2 seasons ago. And besides that, we've been kind of in and out in terms of form 2 of the past 3 seasons. So we've got to recognise that the best team usually has always been the richest team, sorry. But anyone feel free to dispute the point that I've just said. Manchester United spent the same as us when we're on top, Redmond. Manchester United broke the transfer record 6 times, actually, in world football. So it's wild, like the dynamic of how it changes over time, but you just don't realise it. Are you sure Liverpool were the richest in the country in the 70s and the 80s? I am nearly certain in saying that this is factual. More than happy to be told otherwise, because it makes it sound even more boss. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah. But nah, I'm pretty sure, based on the research that I've done on the 70s and the 80s, that we was financially the most superior team in the country. Because I know Manchester United had a little thing after Busby and whatnot. So, James, going back to later streams tomorrow, didn't even realise there was a stream yesterday, was busy during it. Yes, there will be later streams again. The schedule's been all over the place recently because I've been sorting out stuff, so I've been trying to work around what I've been doing. But yeah, there's going to be loads of content coming out soon, so just try and keep up with it. Basically, there's going to be clips coming out from the stream. I'm going to start to post maybe 2 clips after the stream's uploaded, and then 2 clips in the morning, and then the usual Redmond Roundup and live stream in the afternoon. So if you want to watch the clips because you haven't watched the full stream, they're going to start now being posted on the channel. Just little topics that we talk about. So if you couldn't watch the full stream, you can watch the clips, and there'll be about 4 of those in the space of 12 hours, along with the evening posts of a stream and the Redmond Roundup. Easy. I feel like I go too formal sometimes, chat. Like when I'm just rolling, but I love football that much, where I love talking about the intricacies. So I do get a little bit big boy, you know what I mean? But it's good to just like relax and just ease off sometimes. 400 people in the stream. Can we smash those likes, and not only smash them, but punch its head in? And if not, then punch in the dislike head in, because he deserves it, you know what I mean? Fuck you, dislike. Nice to watch you, mate. Keep up the good work, and we'll watch again tomorrow when you're next on. Joe, you're a hero, sir. Thank you very much. Been a follower for a while, but never actively posted. Just wanted to say it's good to see the amount of people watching you. Alkesh, I believe I've actually seen your name. Alkesh, I apologise if I've said that wrong. But thank you so much, first and foremost. And shout out to all you who stay quiet in the background, and I'm talking to you. The guys who just come in and watch and enjoy. I really appreciate the people who engage in the chat. You make it more enjoyable for me. You know what I mean? But shout out to the people who just tune in. Anyone tuning into this is making the platform what it is right now, so thank you. And I was even going to say, we haven't saw the usuals. Like, where's Festus today? You know what I mean? Where's me, but not me, but you? Where's Johnny? Where the fuck's Johnny? The channel's just growing so big. We're just getting new regulars like, hey, Mane's been here for a while. Barella or Casayedo, what do you want? Chat, no one's talking about Casayedo enough, I believe Casayedo could be a shout, you know what I mean? But yeah, mate, that's a good shout. But yeah, Mane's not like one of those dudes now. You know what I'm saying? But guys, I did let you know that it was going to be a shorter stream, so only 35 minutes was achieved today. But tomorrow, we're going to be going to clips. So this is what you expect on the schedule going forward. In the morning time, expect clips from these streams. So shorter content. So if you don't watch the full stream, you can keep an eye out on the clips. And then in the afternoon, we're going to go back to the normal posting of the Redmond Roundup. And then we're going to go back to doing the streams between the hours of 9 and 11 p.m. So not 2-hour streams, but any in that time, I will give you a more specific time soon. But in the mean, that's what we're working with. So, guys, thank you for working with me. I love every single one of you. Please do smash those likes, and we will be here with more football content, all in due course. Love to you and your mothers, and I'll see you all in a bit. Peace.